So today we got some gaming monitors to take a look at. Specifically, these are the BenQ Mobiuz line of gaming monitors. And I've been pretty impressed with their display options in the past. And I actually used one of their 2K monitors in my PC setup. And I used to use some of their cheaper, I think they were 19 or 20 inch monitors some years back when I was building bar top emulation machines. They work pretty well. So it's been a brand I've been using for a long time. And these guys, they recently sent me several monitors to take a look at. A couple that are on the cheaper end of things, and one that's on the way more expensive side. And we're not really comparing them, as there really is no comparison between a 1080p 24-inch monitor and a 48-inch 4K OLED monitor. But I just want to share my thoughts and experiences using them with you guys. So let's get the less interesting monitors out of the way. I say less interesting, but I actually wound up using these more than anything as of late. I'll explain. So these are cheaper and less featured than the 48-inch Mobiuz. These are the 240 and 240N. They actually became my everyday PC monitors. I had a couple of Scepter monitors paired with my 27-inch BenQ for my PC, but the Scepter monitors, they had issues. Light bleeding, dull spots, just the quality wasn't great. And I've been wanting to get rid of them and get something else, so this just kind of worked out. So hey, appreciate it, BenQ. And I do like having a 2K single monitor and then two 1080p monitors side by side for my PC, as it just works for my purposes. Everyone will have different needs, but before BenQ sent these, I was tempted at buying a couple of their cheaper EX240N models. This model, it's a 1080p 165 hertz refresh FHD VA panel monitor with a 1 millisecond response time that supports use of BenQ's HDR-I technology. I'll put an explanation of what all that means on the screen here. A few things here and there as notes just to give you the heads up on things. So this monitor, the 240N, it has a single HDMI 2.0 port, a single 1.2 display port, an audio jack, and then it does have some built-in speakers, two 2.5 watt speakers built in. So BenQ's Trevolo speakers, they're decent if you don't have better speakers to use with it, but I still prefer even just a pair of cheap Logitech PC speakers over the built-in ones with these kind of monitors. But hey, in a pinch, they're fine. Now, all the BenQ monitors here, they have tons of picture adjustment options through the on-screen menu, but the presets, for me, they're usually fairly good. You could really fine-tune things if you need to. So all these monitors, they have scenario mapping, which just has where each input saves the audio and video settings, so they automatically change to what you previously set when changing inputs. They also, both of the 240 monitors support FreeSync Premium, so that's a plus, especially at the price point here. So the main difference between the two smaller displays I have here today is the EX240 is an FHD IPS panel that has an extra inputs and a stand that allows height adjustment, left and right, swivel and tilt, where the EX240N just has a small amount of tilt with no other adjustments. Kind of confusing with the naming here. One has an N, the other one doesn't, but I guess that's just the way it goes. Now, I think both panels, they look really good. They're vibrant displays, and I played a lot of Nintendo Switch with these monitors, and I think 1080p content looks great on them. I've used them with video editing and tons of other things. You may have been seeing them in a lot of my videos recently where I test mini PCs and other devices, and I've been using them simply because I think they look good. No ghosting, no light bleed, just a clean image. Now, the EX240 model doesn't cost much more than the 240N, maybe between $20 to $40 more, depending on what sale is going on. But I do think after having used the 240 for a while, I'd rather spend the few extra bucks for it to have the extra ports and adjustable stand. But if you're looking for a cheaper PC monitor with good, image quality and 24 inches is fine, I highly recommend checking these out. They're part of my everyday usage now. So now, moving on, if you're someone who's looking for a really nice display for a game room, I think the Mobiuz EX240UZ is an amazing display. I've been using it a lot. It's ridiculous. So it's a 4K UHD 120 hertz OLED with 1 millisecond response. For my main display, for watching movies and playing games, I just don't know if I could go back from using an OLED display. Last year, I bought a 70-inch LG OLED, and that was amazing. And this 48-inch BenQ is awesome as well, but for me, it's just a little too small to replace my main display, but I could see using it in a dedicated game room. not as like a PC monitor. 48 inches to me, unless it's like I don't know, some distance away from you would be fine. But as a game room display, it's a gaming monitor. So yeah, that's how I could see using it, as a dedicated game room display. So the 480UZ has a ton of features. You got picture-in-picture. You can also change the size of the displayed image to different sizes, not aspect ratios, but like 22 inches to 32 inches. This is a feature that I don't really have a use for, but maybe it'll be useful for somebody else. But hey, it's there if you want it. Now with this model, they did optimize their HDRI. So this is the first model with a newer version of this, and there's a lot of tweaks that you could do. They really fine-tuned it for this display. Now with this larger display, it also comes with larger speakers built in, and they're not bad. If I was just using this for a gaming display, I'd be fine with what's built in here. It has two 5-watt speakers and a 10-watt sub built in, but it also has a 3.5 millimeter audio jack in case you want to use headphones instead. So that's nice. I've also used this monitor quite a bit lately, playing PS5 and Xbox on it, and it looks great. With how OLEDs work with the black levels being so deep, this it looks great. No weird gray colors or dull blacks in images that are supposed to have like a really dark black to them. Now, one issue people do have or have had in the past with older OLED displays is burn-in, but technology has improved, and most OLED displays have some kind of technology to minimize the likelihood of this happening. And this 480UZ uses a special pixel clearing technique to make sure burn-in doesn't occur. So I don't think that's really something you're going to have to worry about, not with newer, OLED displays out there. So the BenQ OLED, I don't think it'll replace my LG just simply because it's smaller, but it does look as good and even has a lot more features and capabilities than my LG. So I will for sure find a place for it in my house, maybe as a dedicated gaming setup, like I said. And that's what this monitor was designed for, gaming. So it has a lot of features that allow you to get the best picture quality and colors for gaming. But I wouldn't recommend a monitor like this for a living room TV. I mean, to each their own, but I think it's really going to shine as a dedicated gaming monitor, not as a common area monitor type of thing, if you know what I mean. It's a little pricey for my taste, but if all the features here make sense to you for the price, that's up to you. It's a very competitive space with displays like this, and prices have been getting lower and lower for OLED displays, including ones with 120 hertz like this one does. So while I do love this monitor, I still recommend doing your research on what's available and compare features before making this kind of a purchase. I just wanted to share my thoughts and experiences using these. Really have enjoyed the quality behind BenQ's products. And there you go. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.